the big game on Monday night. In a poll that's come out this week, oh, look at this, here we go, we started. By the way, I've been told specifically to ask you two not to swear or fight, because apparently you two get quite feisty when you talk about these things.
We'll bicker a bit, you know, so...
anyway.
He can't accept the fact that, you know, Liverpool haven't won the Premier League yet.
You know what the funny thing is, he goes on about United and how great they are, but I remember back, year 6 primary school.
Lies.
This guy right here, no, listen, this guy right here, he came in and he said to all of us that he was an Arsenal fan.
Oh!
An Arsenal fan. And this is when this is just after the 49 unbeaten.
I've been told we've got proof.
Yeah,
proof.
Oh, there he is! Look at him! That's unmistakable. That's definitely you. Definitely you. Look at that. Tell you what, you had a hell of a beard for year 6. That hell of a moustache. Cheers.
What? It's complete lies. Just utter lies.
You look better in Arsenal top, to be fair.
This is going to be entertaining, I can tell. You asked for it. You asked for it. Kissing your badge there, though, didn't you? Really? And who have you got on the back of your shirt?
Emre Can.
Emre Can. Yeah. There's a bit of Emre Can about you, isn't there?
Yes, I've been told.
Yeah. There we go. There you are. We didn't even need to modify that one. That's just genuinely you.
That's just me.
There we go.
There you go, it's Emre Can.
Yeah. There we go. Now we've got Emre Can on the line. Green Sofas. Our budget on this show is going up every week. It's incredible. There was a poll came out in the week. Manchester United fans voted, and it was overwhelming, complete landslide, about who their most hated, biggest rivals are, and Liverpool came out on top by a landslide. Is that still the case, despite the emergence of City?
That is still the case, I think. I think with City, they've only came in a couple of years, but I think with Liverpool, it's just been literally every year, no matter what position we're at, whether we're fighting for the title or Liverpool just slipping, you know, just like they did against Crystal Palace when they were 3-0 up, you know, and then they lost the game. I don't know what they were doing, but it's just always been Liverpool United. You know, I think my worst memory that I've got with this guy, I had him and a few of my mates.
I'd imagine there's a few as well.
Yeah, there was a few, but I think the worst was when some of my mates were over my house and Liverpool United, and we lost 4-1.
Oh, when even Andrea Dossena bagged. That one.
Yeah, and then literally everyone just jumped on me. You know, just in happiness, because it was just for me it was a tough day.
Are you guys going to be watching the game together on Monday night?
Hoping so.
Yeah. I guess
one of us is going to be upset, but you know.
It's just like that thing, you know, that program First Dates, when they interview them separately and they go, would you go on a date again? And then they say, like, they have to ask them again, it's really awkward. I just asked there, you guys going to watch the game on Monday? And one of you was like, yeah. They were, maybe, I don't know, I might be busy. I might have other plans. Is it the same way, vice versa? Is this still the fixture you look out for first?
Absolutely. I think, United are definitely the #1 game. I think Liverpool fans look to. Obviously, there's Everton, but I think Everton's more. Obviously, I would say friendly, but I don't. It's not. It is a little bit like a friendly rivalry, but when it comes to Man United, it's just pure hate.
It is, and we've got to talk about the elephant in the room, and it is a serious topic. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk, and joint statements come out in the week from the clubs about the chanting, no Hillsborough, no Munich chants, which is, and Mourinho's come out, and Klopp have come out, and they completely agree. That's spot on, isn't it? That's the one point where it just there's no place for football in that, is there?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. It's just literally just has to be about them two on the day, just like battling out. But I think it'll be a tough game though for United, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting seeing the build-up to this. Paul Merson, I think, saw that he said Liverpool are going to run away with it, they're going to run amok. Jan Molby, obviously a bit biased, said that if Liverpool get their house in order, then they'll be absolutely fine. Was that a fair point, or do you think maybe the international breaks come at a great time for Manchester United compared to Liverpool?
Well, I think, we've had Lallana. Obviously, Lallana's not sure if he's going to be fit or not, but we've had a client out, and apparently he's going to be ready for the game. So I reckon he hasn't been too bad for us. I know, obviously you've had a few players out. I know Rashford and Rooney haven't really played that much for England. Rooney played one full game, and Rashford only came off 10 minutes really in the last game.
Yeah, but...
So I don't really think he's take that much of a toll on either team, to be honest. But I think going into it, we are the informed team. I mean, United, don't get me wrong, they haven't done bad this season, but they haven't been impressive for all the money they've spent. So, I mean, you'd expect them to be...
But the
money you spent, mate, you expect them to be banging in about 6 goals a game. 95 million or whatever, 85 million was it? For
89.
Pogba?
Yeah, well,
89,
he didn't have a pre-season, so I don't know what you expect.
A free season for 89 million, I don't think it matters. Yeah. I mean,
But
that's just ridiculous.
look, well, it's a long season, okay, just like Arsenal. You know, they'll have a good season and then they'll fall off towards the end. For United, it could be the other way around.
It won't be that.
Poor start and then strong end to the season.
Yeah.
Is the key, and I think, like we were saying there, kind of, and you even said you're in for a tough game on Monday night at Anfield under the lights as well, which is obviously going to add to it.
Yeah.
Is the thing though, on paper, football's never played on paper, you look at it and go, Liverpool were flying before the international break, playing brilliant football, but it's still Manchester United.
Yeah.
Is that the key?
Yeah, on paper.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, United always seems to put out the bag against us. I mean, obviously we have the, like they said, the 4-1, and we have like a couple of off games. I mean, we beat you last season over 2 legs in Europa League. But I mean, to be fair, I think United over the last 10 years, I think they've had the better opportunities to beat us and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that's it. It's a very good point. You say you weren't bothered by the Liverpool 2-leg defeat of the Europa League last year.
She was, mate. Yes, she was.
You know, we was trying to get into the Champions League, which obviously, we failed on that. So, that was more disappointing. So I'm just hoping that, this season we're going to have a better run in the Europa League, try and get into the top 4, but I think at the moment, I just think Mourinho needs to change the formation. I don't think the formation that we're using at the moment is working. So I just think if we was to change it to suit Pogba, if you spend 90 million on a player, you need to play him where he needs to be. Like when Ronaldo went Madrid, they played him where they wanted him, where he wanted to play, where he was best at. We have to do the same thing with Pogba. Otherwise, what happens, he's not going to perform and then we end up selling him.
Could this be a massive game for that man? I mean, he scored for France, a bit of a screamer in the international break. If he's become kind of a player of a bit of reputation for the big occasion, I suppose you would say. And is this the game that could kickstart his Man U career?
I think even while I was watching him in Serie A League for Juventus, he's a bit of a hit and miss player. I think he's, don't get me wrong, when he's on form, he is great. He is one of the best players in the world. But how often is that? It's 1 in 4 games maybe. You have a good game, you'll score a goal, then you don't see him for 3 games.
Is he a FIFA player? Is he a YouTube player?
He is a FIFA player.
He had the most assists last season in Serie A, so you can't really say that.
Yeah, but you want him to influence the game. You want him to influence the game. You want to have an impact on the game. Well, people like Steven Gerrard have an influence on the game every game.
Off the assist of Serie A, okay, that's it. There was no one else.
He's not worth that amount of money. I'm sorry.
He's got a long way to prove that.
He's not worth that amount of money.
Hissing from the back of the room. He's got a long way to go to prove that £89 million. On the other side of things, in centre mid for Liverpool, they thought Wijnaldum is looking very doubtful. Is that a blessing in disguise? Because that man on your back who's been chomping at the bit to get in the team could be coming back. Yeah,
absolutely. I think Emre Can, this is his chance now to get back into. I think it's a bit unfortunate, of course, for the last injury he had, but this is now his chance to get back into the team and make a statement. Obviously, I think personally, he's a major part of the future at Liverpool. If I had a choice, I wouldn't personally pick Henderson as Liverpool captain because I don't think I just don't get the kind of feeling that a Liverpool captain should be. I don't rate him at all, to be fair, Henderson. I mean, no,
really?
I rate him, but I don't rate him as a captain. But I think Emre Can for the future, I think he's someone who can come in and be the captain long term, like what Steven Gerrard was. Obviously, no one can compare to Stevie, but Emre Can, I think, is the one for the future for Liverpool.
I think he definitely could. I'm going to save it till after break because we've only got like a minute and I know that this is a bit of a controversy that's going to rumble on and on, so don't react to this yet. But Paul Merson also said this week that he would pick Jordan Henderson over Paul Pogba in his team. Don't react to that just yet. Don't you dare react to that just yet. You've got 2 minutes of break to think about that. We'll react to that after the break. We're also going to play a game of What's the Peter Ramage with you two. Excited? Have you ever seen that game?
No.
Oh, you're in for a treat, lads. You're going to be up against each other playing a game of What's the Peter Ramage. Also on Twitter, keep your tweets coming in at FANTV UK, and also if you're a Liverpool or Manchester United fan or anyone who's playing this weekend because football's back, proper football's back, then you can Skype us on the FANTV channel. And of course, other things going on at Twitter at the moment. Head to the Twitter at FANTV UK, and there is the 3rd poll of the night running about new managers. Which one's going to disappoint at their new club, shall we say? And of course, have you voted in this yet? There is the as it's the 950th anniversary of the Battle of Hastings, we are doing the Battle of the Hashtags on FANTV UK. Hashtag Tarrant out, or Toby in. Those are the two choices. The last time we checked, Tarrant Out was winning by 10%. Have you guys voted in this yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. I think I will after the show.
Depending on how it goes.
Jurgen Klopp, manager of the month. Jordan Henderson, goal of the month for his goal against Chelsea. It was a pretty nice day yesterday for Liverpool, and well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the only awards they're going to win this season.
Okay, we'll see. Yeah, absolutely. I think Klopp he's been here a year now, and he's changed the club around completely. The mentality, the way the fans feel about the club, and just the way you see the players on every week now. You got hunted down in packs, 4s and 3s, winning the ball back. And before, under Rodgers, he was just so slow compared to the intensity and what Klopp has us playing at. So, I mean, he's done really well last month. We just hope it continues, because we've got a reputation of slipping up against the small teams and winning against the big teams.
It's interesting what you said about Rodgers there as well, because when Klopp arrived, he said that when he came in, they were playing this slow passing game, and he said it meant there was no room for atmosphere at Anfield at all, because you're just sitting there watching. But he said this new style of football, he has galvanised the whole place, hasn't he? I mean, Anfield's rocking again for the first time in a few years, let's be honest. It did get a bit quiet there. Meanwhile, on the other side, Mourinho, not off to the incredible start you were expecting, but he's Jose Mourinho. I mean, we'd be stupid to bet against him, wouldn't we?
Well, he's still the special one, I still think.
Okay.
I'm sure he's got something, in his mind that that can change things. At the same time, he did take on a squad, that wasn't, that great. Van Gaal, he did it right. We won the FA Cup, but to be fair, he had the money, he had Di Maria. He didn't really do much with them. That's why they left. So I think with Mourinho still taking time. I think the only disappointment is when you look at it, you had Pep coming around the same time as him, and like what he's done already, you're thinking to yourself, well, why didn't Mourinho do the same thing? He knew what he wanted. He got it straight in. He got rid of big players. He didn't care. And they beat United, and now they're sitting probably top of the league. They look like if they keep playing the way they're going to do, they're going to run away. Just hoping when it.
Brave Manchester United.
They've got the league. City have won the league, I think.
No, it's
United
too
will
early
struggle
to call
for top
it.
four. You're going to struggle for top 4.
We're not going to struggle for top 4.
And Mourinho, I don't think he's the man to take United forward.
Nah, he is the man.
He's definitely not the man.
Wait, he's got more Premier League trophies than Liverpool.
It doesn't matter.
He's got the medals. He can just go like this to Liverpool fans.
How many Champions League titles did he won?
Just do that.
5, mate.
Mate, Jose's won Champions League.
Mate, you see the mess he left Chelsea, and that's exactly what he's going to leave you in. Another mess. Expensive mess.
Well, so what? He's won the league.
He's not the man to take United forward. I'm sorry, he's just not.
He doesn't know.
He don't care. He's just there. He's got a grudge against Chelsea. He's got a chip in his shoulder, and he's the reason why he's there. He's still in the Prem. He wants to get one back over Chelsea or win the league at United, but he won't.
But he will win the league.
He won't win the league at United. No, he won't.
I feel like, do you ever have that thing when you went round a mate's house and then his parents started arguing?
Yeah.
You had to sit there really sheepishly and just pretend it wasn't happening. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Paul Merson this week has come out and said that he would pick Jordan Henderson over Paul Pogba in his team. I'm going to take that to the sofa. What do you reckon, lads? Here we go.
It's only one answer, isn't it? Henderson.
It's just madness, full of madness. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
To be fair, that's not the first time Paul Merson's had that levelled at him, is it? Yeah. Before we get proper stuck in, I've got Raj on Skype as well, who is a Liverpool fan. I'm sorry, about to be outnumbered further. Hello, mate. How you doing? All right?
Hi. How you doing, Toby? Not bad, thanks.
Are you laughing at the possibility of Jordan Henderson being better than Paul Pogba? Did you see this quote from Paul Merson?
Yeah, I saw that. That's classic Mercer, isn't it? He looks getting carried away after a bit of bad form from a player or a bit of good form from Henderson. But yeah, it's obviously maybe it was taken out of context, but even as a Liverpool fan, Pogba's definitely a better player. But current form-wise, Henderson's a better form.
Yeah, but you're just going Hendo all day, aren't you? Just to wind him up. You don't think there's any truth in that? Another interesting thing that came out, and this is from Jurgen Klopp, who tends to actually know what he's talking about. He said he named the 3 players he likes at Manchester United, and he named as world class Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Paul Pogba, and Wayne Rooney was his third choice. Let's get the Manchester United opinion first. Do you agree with him? Are those your only 3 world-class players? Or are those 3 even world-class in the first place?
I think the first 2 you could probably put in that category. Rooney, I'd probably say he's now gone down to probably a good player. I still think he has a lot to offer for United, but I wouldn't say he's top class or world class anymore. But you know, everyone's got their opinion on that.
Raj, mate, you reacted to that Klopp theory quite interestingly behind me. What did you make of it?
Well, yeah, Zlatan and Pogba, they're definitely world-class players. I thought they were great signings for United coming in. Rooney, he's had his day, hasn't he? He's definitely not a world-class player anymore, but I think he's been treated a bit harshly by the media. There's a bit of an overreaction. He's never going to be the player he once was. He's getting older now. Everyone's just got to deal with that and appreciate that he's not going to be that same player. And just got to let him maybe mature into a different kind of player like we saw with Giggs and Scholes. I just think the media have been a bit harsh on him. Yeah, but he's not world class. I would have to disagree with Klopp there.
Yeah, I would sit here and agree that the media have been harsh, but that's me. I am the media, and I've been really mean about Wayne for about a month, so I can't argue with you at all there, Raj. What do you think? Are those three names being singled out?
I agree. First two, they're in a world-class bracket. I think Rooney was in that bracket. Last couple of years, he's dropped out of it, and he says you can't. He's obviously done a lot for England and a lot for England in the qualifiers, and a lot for United. He's won everything at club level, so you can't doubt his ability. But yeah, at this current time, he's not a world-class player.
Does anyone here think Wayne Rooney could be world class again?
No, I think he's done.
I think he's burnt out. I think he's played too much football.
Really?
I reckon he won't be. I reckon United, this might be his last season, and I reckon he might be off to some. Might go back to Everton to finish his career off, or he might go to a mid-table or lower league Premier League club. So I think he's.
Even
if,
MLS
as Raj
maybe
says,
as well.
he can reinvent himself. We saw Giggs do it to score. I mean, you look at someone like Pirlo, Del Piero, Totti. You can play.
Well, Totti's unreal.
Yeah,
he's still banging in goals, I think, and getting assists every game. He's still a standout player at Roma, but I just don't see that Rooney. I think he's had enough of the media as well. I think it's all taking its toll on him. He's just thinking he doesn't look at the moment. I don't think he even really cares. He's just sort of getting all this abuse thrown at him from the media, and he's just like whatever. And he just can't
I
give
how much
an
more of it
insult.
Wayne Rooney can take.
Yeah,
he's had the spotlight on him from the age of 16, and it's never been off him. I do wonder how much longer he can take it. I have to admit. And I think, like you say, he's played too much football. He's burnt out mentally more than anything. I think he's got age on his side, but I completely agree. Let's look forward to the game Monday night. We'll start with you, Raj. First of all, what kind of game are you expecting? And also, go on, stick your neck out and give us a scoreline as well.
Yeah, it's a fascinating game, really, isn't it? Liverpool obviously started off brilliantly this season, firing on all cylinders. United, they just haven't gelled together as a team. The new signings, Pogba, Mkhitaryan, Bailly, they haven't really settled in. But I think Mourinho is going to play this game the one way he knows how to, and he's just going to look to stifle Liverpool. He's probably showed them the tape of that 2013-14 game at Anfield where Liverpool lost to Chelsea, obviously in that big title game. I reckon he's definitely shown them that, and I reckon he'll use that as a blueprint to this game at Anfield. And he'll just try and look to frustrate us and try and waste time like he likes to do, put players in behind the ball. He's just going to try and make our crowd get frustrated. Because as we've mentioned before, Toby, we were saying the atmosphere at Anfield, when we're playing well, it can be brilliant. But when we get frustrated by other teams and don't score early on, or don't score for a period of time, it can really get on top of the team sometimes. And the pressure can be a lot for Liverpool to handle. So I think it's going to be a real cagey ploy from Mourinho. I think Liverpool are just going to play as they have been playing, all free-flowing, attacking football. And it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top.
Go on, give us a score. I always struggle to get a score out of you, Raj. Come on, give us a scoreline.
I'll go for a 2-1 Liverpool victory. It's not going to be easy, and I think we'll see a late goal maybe that could swing it our way.
I've got a prediction out of Raj. That's taken me 2 months, Raj, but I love it. I think he's spot on. Mourinho, these are kind of his bread and butter, these games. And people say, we'll do a Mourinho, but it's a good tactic for this game, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think Klopp, out of his last 5 games, only lost once to Mourinho, so he's got a decent record against Mourinho himself. So I think there's another factor to take in.
Definitely coming out for United. I think for the first time. But I'm reckoning for me, it's going to be a 1-0, 90th minute. Just somehow we're just going to get that ball in the net somehow.
You do have previous with this. Rio Ferdinand scored a late one, didn't he?
Yeah, I think John O'Shea as well.
John O'Shea scored a late one as well. Yeah. There is previous for this. And you reckon a cagey affair? You say 1-0, I mean, you've got to keep the Liverpool side out that we saw before the international break for 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think we can do that. I think we'll have our chances. I think Zlatan will start at the top, just cause them problems at the back. I don't think Liverpool's defence is still that great. I still think there'll be holes to pick. Milner would always bomb forwards, so the left side for Liverpool's defence will be open up. So we will have our spaces to like exploit, but it's just it all come down to the game really, and whether United will actually turn up.
I think you're wrong about Milner. I think he's showing a lot of fullbacks who have been fullback for most of their career that he's done a better job in the space of, what, 2 months?
He's doing a good job, but I think in the big games, when he's bombing forward, we'll hit them on a counter-attack. That's what we're good at.
You can't get a shot on goal at the moment, barely, your team. Jesus.
It's awkward, isn't it, Raj? It's awkward sitting here listening to these two, isn't it?
I'm just surrounded by Liverpool fans.
You really have been gagged up. I purposely tried to stay very neutral in this one, and then I go and get a Skype caller on his Liverpool as well. What do you think? What do you reckon? Do you agree with Raj's assessment of how the game will go?
Yeah, I do. I still think we'll win it, though. I reckon we'll win it 3-1. I reckon it'll be 1-1 at half-time, and then I reckon we'll just be our energy will just be too much, and we'll run and ragged in the second half, and they just, like Firmino, Coutinho, Sturridge, and probably definitely Mane, it won't get near us. And I think our pace will be just too much for your defence. I mean, Smalling, it's a joke that he's even... Obviously, I think...
That's a statement, right?
We ain't really got other option as England at the moment. I mean, it's Stones and whoever else we can get. And Smalling just happens to be the next best thing, and he's not great at all, mate. He's shocking, I think.
You clearly don't watch enough football, then.
He's not good,
really
mate.
don't know what you're watching.
He's not United. He's not United
He
quality.
is United.
He's not,
Yes,
come on.
he is. Him and Bailly are going to be really
He's
good.
woeful.
Mate, he could just up in his back wardrobe and he'd just like, pull out that Premier League trophy, like the medal, like, you know, what you guys got.
Doesn't make him good as a player, though.
No, but he's still a good defender.
To be fair,
you know,
Jimmy Traore does have a Champions League medal.
There you go.
We should point that out.
But still, like, we just need to understand, like, Chris Smalling is still a good defender. He's, you know...
He's not good enough to be at a team like United, I don't think.
Yes, he is.
He's a mid-table Premier League player.
He'll walk into your...
So United's about his standard then?
Oh, yeah, so yeah, I guess you're right.
Sorry, I said I'd stay neutral. I'm completely going right to you.
So what was that tearing out?